Hello there. Thank you for choosing Muertes International Airlines, your one-step destination for traveling to Los Cinco Muertes, or the Five Deaths for the Spanish impaired. I see you booked a personal flight to Isla Matanceros. Good choice. This is actually the CEO of SKG Productions' favorite island, so I'm confident that you have a great taste in tourist destinations. Well, before we depart to the island, I'd like to give you a brief history and rundown of it. Isla Matanceros roughly translates to Slaughter Island. I know you're probably wondering why someone would build a safari park featuring dinosaurs on an island with a name such as that. But I assure you that no incidents have occurred in the park since its construction in 1998. The island itself is the third largest and youngest island in the Muertes archipelago and retains the shape of a bent rectangle. Okay, so now that you know where you're visiting, I think it's about time we head over to the island. Welcome to Jurassic Park, here on Isla Matanceros. We hope you enjoyed your flight to the island. Feeling jet lag? Take a moment to immerse yourself in the vibrant jungles of the island at the heliport. Enjoy a pina colada before heading into the Welcome Center to verify your tickets. Guests will also receive a visitor pass here. If you happen to lose your visitor pass, there is no need to panic. Simply ask one of our knowledgeable staff members to direct you to an information kiosk for a new one. Once departing from the heliport, you'll find one of many signs posted throughout the park to help you find your way around. Your first priority should be getting settled into your safari lodge. The safari lodge offers a cozy and secluded night's rest, giving you a feeling of sleeping in a prehistoric jungle. Each lodge has 2 rooms and a personal cafe, serving complimentary breakfast and refreshments daily. Traveling past the lodges, you'll find the guest marketplace. Here you can satisfy all of your shopping and food needs. Directly next to it lies a breathtaking lookout point where guests can appreciate the natural beauty of the island's mountain ranges. If you're lucky, you might even get to watch safari tours returning from their journey into the park. Now that you know where you'll be sleeping tonight, we'll quickly head over to the small town just a few minutes away from the park, called the Verns. This is where all the island's numerous staff, from shopkeepers to park rangers, are housed. Near the entrance to the town is the geothermal power plant. Due to Los Cinco Muertes' volcanic origins, INGEN only felt it necessary to harness the plentiful energies bubbling within Isla Matanceros, allowing the park to always be fully supplied with clean, inexpensive, and natural energy. Near the base of the valley is where the town ends, at the INGEN administrative building. Here, the personnel check into the town and maintain constant communication with the worker village on Isla Nublar and INGEN headquarters in Palo Alto, California. Next to the INGEN administration are the island's reserve pens. These are here to house any escaped animals. We even have a special pen for housing the island's livestock to feed our ever-hungry carnivores. Burnstown is completely fenced in on one side. A tunnel connects to the fence, which leads into the park's numerous service roads. These roads allow the park rangers to safely and discreetly move in and out of any animal enclosures without disturbing your safari experience. Speaking of your safari experience, let's move on to the final stop. The safari adventure really begins. This is our multi-level visitor center, central hub of guest activity here at Isla Matanceros. Within the 3 central rotundas, everything you'll need can be found. Visit the Mr. DNA ride, where you can witness the astral labs and scientists resurrect the animals of Isla Matanceros. You also visit the control room, where every facet of the park is monitored and managed by staff. We also provide fine dining here at Las Gigantes. This 5-star restaurant is the second of its kind, the original establishment on Isla Nublar. Be sure to reserve a table from your safari lodge before visiting. The visitor center is also where guests can schedule their tour of the island. We offer both night and day tours to ensure that you get to see all of the animals. Once you're ready to depart on the tour, head over to the loading bay and wait for your caravan to arrive. These will be your transports for the afternoon. Jurassic Park delivers guests a safari experience like no other with our fleet of electric, self-guided Ford Explorers, allowing a safe, comfortable, and exciting ride. Come aboard and get situated, as the tour will begin momentarily.
Now hold on just a second there, friends. I'm Mr. DNA. You may have heard of me. Now, we have some safety procedures to go over, cause we here at Jurassic Park like to keep blood-sucking lawyers away. Firstly, keep your hands to yourself and respect everyone's personal space. Secondly, please stay seated during the duration of the tour. Remember, this is a moving vehicle and may encounter rough terrain. Exiting the vehicle is prohibited. However, the tour may come to a few rest stops during your journey. You'll be notified when exiting the vehicle is allowed. When outside the vehicle in the park, please do not touch any fences, as some of them carry 10,000 volts. We also kindly ask you to refrain from bringing any messy or sticky food or drinks into the vehicles, and do not leave any trash behind. Lastly, Jurassic Park is not responsible for loss of any personal items within these vehicles, so please make sure to check behind the seats and in the glove compartment in case you store anything in there. Lastly, and the most important rule, is to have fun and to enjoy the ride.
Thanks, Mr. DNA. And now a quick message from the CEO of Engine before you depart for the afternoon.
Welcome one and all to Jurassic Park, a unique world of adventure unlike anything you've ever experienced before. I should explain. I'm John Hammond, the owner and creator of this magnificent enterprise. By this time, I'm sure you're quite aware that Jurassic Park refers to that time in history, the Jurassic period, when dinosaurs roamed the world. Here at Jurassic Park, we've created the world's largest man-made living laboratory devoted solely to the study of dinosaurs. At the park laboratory, scientists and geneticists are at work on the process of cloning the selected dinosaurs that will live in our park. A miraculous feat of bioengineering. At Central Control, our nerve center for the entire site, every creature is monitored on a continual basis. Nothing is left to chance. And in the field, our park rangers are constantly watching the area, communicating directly with Central Control at all times, and patrolling the site to ensure guest comfort and safety. And at the boat launching area, that's where you're headed, each and every boat is in continual radio contact with the home base and Central Control as well. So now prepare yourselves for the adventure of a lifetime as you journey into the world of the dinosaurs on our Jurassic Park adventure. I guarantee you, nothing has prepared you for the adventure ahead. So, from all of us, to all of you, well, thanks for coming, and have a wonderful day at Jurassic Park!
How do you do, adventurers? The name's Rocco, and I'll be your safari guide for the afternoon. While I won't be there with you, my voice will be here to guide you through the numerous paddocks of the park and the wonderful animals within it. I think we've spent enough time getting to know each other. Now let's get these wheels rolling. The appropriate information will be automatically selected for you on the screen. Please just sit back, relax, and enjoy the tour. Please be sure to turn off the flash on your cameras, and no shouting when outside the vehicles in the park. Now entering the lost world of the past, a world in which amazing creatures big and small rule the earth, a world in which you are privileged to see today. Welcome to Jurassic Park. Coming up is a herd of our first dinosaurs on the tour. Once we move past this massive tree, we should be able to get a peek at them. If you look around us, you'll see a herd of Hoyangosaurus, a genus of Hoyangosaurid dinosaur that originated from Middle Jurassic Asia. The oldest stegosaur known so far, Hoyangosaurus, comes from the Lower Shaximal Formation in the Daishampu quarries in the Chinese province of Sichuan. Compared to later stegosaurs, its skull was broader, indicating it was a generalist feeder and was not selective about what it ate. It also had teeth in the front of its weak mouth, a trait usually seen in primitive dinosaurs such as Lesotosaurus. Hoyangosaurus lives in the Jurassic savanna alongside the gigantic Mamenchisaurus. Mamenchisaurus is a member of the Mamenchisauridae, a family of sauropods unique to Jurassic Asia and also includes Omnisaurus. Members of this family are characterized by their longer neck-to-tail ratio, giving them a strange yet graceful appearance. It is still unsure why these necks grew so long, though the most likely explanation is to reach higher growth and to avoid competition with other herbivores. Mamenchisaurus was the largest sauropod in China at this time and was relatively widespread, with fossil evidence suggesting that it may have also lived in Thailand as well as the Daishampu Formation. These two species certainly make an impressive entrance on our dinosaur tour. Moving away from the Jurassic savanna, we'll be heading a few million years into the future to greet a lovely herd of iguanodons and polacanthus at the beach. Polacanthus is a genus of nodosaurid dinosaur that originated from the early Cretaceous of Europe on the Isle of Wight in 1865. Unfortunately, its remains so far have been rather scattered, only its lower half and parts of its armor being well preserved. More complete remains of its closest relatives such as Gastonia and Gargoylosaurus gave paleontologists some ideas on how Polacanthus must have looked like. The spikes on its osteoderms may have likely offered Polycanthus protection from predators that tried to attack it. His roommate Iguanodon is a genus of ornithopod dinosaur that originated from early Cretaceous of Europe. This is a herbivorous dinosaur that resembles a combination between the swift bipedal Hypsilophodontids and the duck-billed hadrosaurs. Iguanodon is very well known as one of the first dinosaurs to be identified by science, recognizable by its large thumb spikes. Discovered by William Harding Benstead and named by Gideon Mantell in 1825, Iguanodon was the second dinosaur ever discovered, and named in modern times, the first being Megalosaurus, which had been classified the previous year. The specimen was found in England and named for its teeth, which resembled those of an iguana lizard. The original reconstruction of Iguanodon even portrayed its thumb spike being on its head instead of its muscular arms. Moving along through these gates, and we've arrived at our first carnivore patio. If you look to the left, you'll be peering into our baryonyx basin. The vehicles will be making a 5-minute stop so you can have a chance to step out and take some photos of our baryonyx. Baryonyx is a genus of spinosaur dinosaur that originated from early Cretaceous of Europe. Named for the very large claw on its finger, Baryonyx was discovered in 1983 by the British fossil hunter William J. Walker in a clay pit in Surrey. 3 years later, a complete skeleton of the dinosaur was found on the Isle of Wight, along with many other remains, thus making Baryonyx one of the best-known carnivorous dinosaurs found in Europe. Other fossils unearthed suggest that this dinosaur also lived in Spain. The true adult size of this animal is unknown, as the found specimen is a subadult. Fossil evidence shows both fish scales and juvenile iguanodon bones in the stomach region, suggesting that Baryonyx was a very capable predator. With skull and jaw features similar to modern-day slim-snouted crocodilians, such as the Orinoco crocodile and Australian freshwater crocodiles, Baryonyx would likely have spent much of the day around lakes, lagoons, and river deltas as opportunistic predator. Alright people, get yourselves resettled in the vehicles. We're moving on to our third hoverboard enclosure. You can even see a portion of the surface roads which lay about the park from here. We finally arrived at the Redwood Reserve portion of the tour. And who better to greet us than a herd of Struthiomimus and Edmontosaurus? Struthiomimus is a genus of ornithomimid dinosaur that originated from the late Cretaceous of North America and was one of the most common dinosaurs. Its fossils have been found throughout Alberta and Montana. Like all members of the ornithomimid family, it was toothless, leading to speculation on the true diet of ornithomimids. The general consensus is that they were omnivores, though some physical evidence, such as Gathel and Stone, suggests that the North American species were mainly herbivores. Struthiomimus lived alongside the similar ornithomimids. The two animals have differently shaped hands, and ornithomimimus had shorter legs. This suggests that Struthiomimus and ornithomimids occupied different biological niches and had non-competing lifestyles. The exact behavioral difference between them is still unknown. Alongside them is the Amantosaurus. Amantosaurus is a genus of hadrosaur dinosaur that originated from Lake Cretaceous, North America. Among the largest member of the hadrosaur family, Amantosaurus was one of the last non-avian dinosaurs, living between 73 to 65 million years ago. It was a member of the Saurolophine hadrosaurs, which lacked the complex hollow crest of Lambeosaurus like Parasaurolophus. Amantosaurus instead had a fleshy comb similar to the comb of a rooster. Our Amantos are based on the species Amantosaurus regalis, which has been found in the Horseshoe Canyon Formation in Alberta, Canada. This species had a solid, circular-shaped crest on its head. The other species, Amantosaurus and Nectins, lacked this crest and evolved later than Amantosaurus regalis. Continuing through Redwood Reserve, we're going to encounter the park's rough herbivores. The small pachycephalosaurid is called Dracorex Hogwartsia, which means Dragon King of Hogwarts, named in honor of the Harry Potter franchise. Discovered in 2006, Dracorex was an exciting discovery at the time due to its unusual dragon-like appearance. The flat head was reminiscent of other pachycephalosaur species such as Goyocephaly, Homalocephaly, and Wananosaurus. These dinosaurs were once grouped under the now-defunct Homocephalidae branch. However, later studies of the well-known Stegosaurus found that younger members of this genus had flatter heads before growing the distinctive bony dome of the whole of the Pachycephalosauridae. This discovery brought scrutiny to the flat-headed species and other species such as Stygimoloch. Many paleontologists now regard Asian species such as Homocephaly to be juvenile Prenocephaly, while Dracorex and Stygimoloch are growth stages to Pachycephalosaurus. However, the debate still persists. Neighboring the Dragon King is the robust Triceratops lookalike named Torosaurus. This animal is a member of the Ceratopsid genus that originated from Lake Cretaceous, North America. Torosaurus was first named in 1891 based on two complete skulls and has been found throughout the North American continent, from Texas to Saskatchewan. It was one of the last dinosaurs living in the Lake Cretaceous prior to the KT mass extinction. In recent years, the Torosaurus genus has come under scrutiny, and since 2009, a study concluded that Torosaurus and Triceratops were the same dinosaur, with Torosaurus being a more mature form of Triceratops. This theory has been subject to much scrutiny in the following years, but remains controversial and potentially disproven. Torosaurus is known for possessing one of the largest skulls of any terrestrial animal, measuring 9.1 feet in length. You certainly wouldn't want to run into this creature or the final one on our tour. If you look to the left, you'll notice what we've arrived at Albertosaurus alpine. This is another 5-minute stop, allowing for photos, and then exiting the vehicle is now permitted. Albertosaurus is a genus of tyrannosaur dinosaur that originated from Lake Cretaceous, North America. While physically similar to Tyrannosaurus, Albertosaurus is smaller, faster, and more slender in comparison. Due to abundant remains, especially from the dry island bone beds, Albertosaurus is one of the best studied and understood tyrannosaurs. Its extensive range across multiple formations suggests that this was a common predator, and the remains of juveniles and adults together indicated that they traveled together in family groups. Juveniles grew rapidly and may have reached adulthood at about 18 years, similar to humans. Typical Albertosaurus adults measured up to about 9 meters, 30 feet long, and weighed about 1.3 to 2.5 tons. while rare individuals of great age could grow to be over 10 meters, 33 feet long, and weighed 4 metric tons. When compared to its later cousin Tyrannosaurus, Albertosaurus is lightly built and more streamlined. This suggests it mainly chased down fast prey such as hadrosaurs, rather than tackling tougher prey such as ceratopsians or ambushing its prey. Some paleontologists have speculated that Albertosaurus could run as fast as 30 miles per hour. Our Albertosaurus seem to possess a hypersense of smell due to their odd behavior of constantly smelling the air, ground, and water of the environment. This dinosaur is truly the main attraction here on Isla Matanceros. I hate to say this, everyone, but this is the end of our safari tour. We hope you enjoyed this relaxing cruise through time, and we'll be planning another stay here at Jurassic Park.
See, I guarantee that you enjoy the tour, and I see that you did. Don't forget to head to the gift shop to grab yourself a souvenir, just to make everyone at home jealous of the wonderful time you've had here. Unfortunately, the worst part of any adventure is when you fly off into the sunset, with your helicopter is waiting for you at the heliport.